What is going on? Welcome to Greg's TV Daily. Hope you're having a fantastic day. The drama and the rumors of the S26 line of phone continue to swirl into this ice cream of sundaes of craziness. So the latest about the S26 line is this. Before we even jump, we had the S26 Pro, which was the original, just plain old S line phone, and then you had the S26 Edge, and then you had the S26 Ultra. S26 Ultra going nowhere, staying the same, keeping the same name. S26 Edge, we talked about it before, completely gone. They're not releasing it due to bad sales, not selling well. The iPhone Air reportedly is selling bad, and they're cutting back on numbers of that phone being released as well. People aren't interested in thin phones for whatever reason. So that phone's been... And then S26 Pro. But S26 Pro is now just called the S26 again. S26 Edge, but is now going to be the S26 Plus, just like we've had previous generations, and then the S26 Ultra staying the same. So it's going to be S26, S26 Plus, S26 Ultra. They're not really changing anything in terms of what's going on right there. So good or bad, however you look about it, I wish they still came out with the Edge and got rid of the Plus. I feel like the Plus is just too similar to the Ultra that it warrants any needing to be right there. I can't imagine. I think that's one of the worst selling out of the three anyway. So having the Edge, I know it didn't sell well, but it's like, at least it's so thin and different versus the other phones. But like I said in the past too, I think what they're going to end up doing is that Ultra phone will probably end up being the slim phone and being to the point where like the Edge wouldn't be needed at that point. So kind of a thought, food for thought of what's going to happen with that. I also assume that with the battery technology changing, where they have those carbonite batteries or whatever they're called, where they can have these huge milliamp capacities and get more battery for you, but the battery itself is smaller. I can see that taking hold too and making these phones smaller. Again, it maybe would just negate having to have the Edge, but still, I feel like the Plus should have been the Edge regardless. So with that said, you'll see it January, February. It'll be the same three phones we've gotten every single year. The changes to the phone physically haven't changed all that much, really at all. The specs and the cameras, fairly similar. Still really, really great phones. Still probably the best phones you can get in North America, honestly, for the most part. Obviously, there's other phones that have better specs in a lot of ways, such as the OnePlus and things like that in some ways, and Pixel as well. Our other story is about the iPhone Fold, a phone that I was very, very much looking forward to. Expected to come out in the fall of 2026, but there's a possibility of supply constraints and maybe delayed until 2027. This sucks. Doesn't surprise me at all because I feel like iPhone has like 1 foot in the water, 1 foot out in terms of like products they've been releasing with delays and like, hey, we're going to release an iPhone Air and people, it's hyped up and people seem to be excited about it that have it, but it's not selling well reportedly. And just like they did with the iPhone Mini, I think they had that for 1 year, maybe two, but at least they had it for 1 year, and then it was yanked. And I won't be surprised if they come out with a Fold, it doesn't sell well and they go back, but I think it will sell well when and if they do come out with this phone. A couple of things that came out about this though is obviously one, it being potentially delayed until 2027, but also the display, especially that main the outside display, going from about 5.5 inches now to about 5.38 inches. That's the least the rumor on it. The inside display would still be, or actually that's actually smaller too, 7.5 inches, where rumored it was 5.5 and 7.8. So both displays actually coming out slightly smaller than we had expected per some recent rumors about this phone. Potential design and manufacturing challenges, the hinge design and a lengthened finalization process are cited as reasons Apple might struggle with volume or timing. The article also emphasizes that there are still very early rumors. We're about a year out and Apple plans could still change. So this phone still might come out in 2026, but it also might not. So it's kind of where we're at. I still think I hope they come out with it in 2026. It sucks to have to keep waiting for these devices, especially when it's like there's already a million folding phones. They're not reinventing the wheel really with this. For them, they are, because it's a brand new device of phone for them. But these phones are 7, 8 generations in at this point. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.